Well, expansion began back in 1986, so can you believe it? Next year will be our 35th anniversary. It all started all those years ago in the mid-80s when music started to change a little bit. It became a little bit more electronic in the mainstream, more house music orientated. And the UK loves actual real soul. You know, we grew up on music from the 60s and the 70s. And by the mid-80s, there was three of us in particular who thought, let's do something about the shift in music and rein it back in a little bit and do the kind of music on our label that we've grown up loving. The three of us all had our own sort of positions. I mean, I was in London. The other two were in the northwest of the UK, with different sort of statuses within journalism, radio broadcasting, sales and distribution. And when we started the label, it was an idea just to begin with. We found that artists would gravitate towards us because people knew who we were. For example, I wrote as a journalist in blues and soul, so people knew who I was. Richard Serling in the Northwest was a huge DJ, still is to this day. And John Anderson had a sort of a mail order outlet called Soul Bowl. And all three of us between us had this reputation of being associated with soul music. So when we started the label, artists started to gravitate towards us, and that's really how it started. Gosh, I think the first time I heard of Cloud9 was way back in the late 90s. At the time, Expansion had a little side subsidiary label with a guy called Jigs, who's a DJ at the time on a radio station called Choice FM. In fact, he's now a huge DJ still on the station My Soul. And back then we embarked on this label called Juice Jams, and we were doing a compilation album called Soul Stepping, I remember at the time. And I believe it was actually Jigs, the DJ, came to me and said, there are these guys, Cloud9, you've got to listen to them and see if they're right for the compilation. And I got to hear the song Make You Mine. And when I heard it, I thought, you know what, this is absolutely perfect. Those smooth, beautiful vocals, lovely sort of organic feel to it, steppers vibe that was kind of coming from Chicago people we were interested in at the time. And I just thought, yep, pure quality. We have to include it on our album. And I met with Kendall, and that's how it all started. After I'd done the Soul Stepping project with Jigs on Juice Jams, I thought, I've got to keep in touch with Kendall and the guys, and that's what we did. And when I found out they were working on an album, I thought, I've really got to see what I can do to get this onto the main Expansion label. And what I found is that it was so easy to deal with, and the more I heard the music, I thought, this is just so exactly what Expansion has set out to do. And so I was so impressed with how easy they were to deal with, the fact they were self-contained. They had so many great friends around them and musicians who were able to get involved and make the project. And it was an absolutely delightful experience. And of course, you know, the eventual result was that we put out their debut album on Cloud9. I think Cloud9 have been very important to the modern soul scene. They came along at a time when R&B in the mainstream was very pop. It was New Jack Swing, hip-hop, house. And Cloud9, quite frankly, were a breath of fresh air, bringing back quality soul music again that people of a particular generation perhaps wanted to hear again. I mean, great melodies, quality lyrics, nice lush arrangements and productions. And I think after their album on Cloud9, the debut one, did so well, it inspired other artists to come along, showing them that there was still an audience, in fact, a demand for this kind of music again. My favourite Cloud9 song, wow, that's a toughie, especially if you include those collaborations with Incognito. But for me, if I was pushed, I'd probably go with Me, the song from their debut album. Still to this day, I love it. It gives me goosebumps each time I hear it. It's absolutely amazing. And I'm glad, if the guys don't mind me saying, they took my advice and just tweaked the guitar a little bit on that track, made an already amazing track totally perfect. And I remember them performing it live in Blackpool at one of our Soul Togetherness weekends over here in the UK. Another pure goosebump moment that I'll just never forget. I think what Cloud9 did with the remix of So Many Reasons truly expanded their fan base over here in the UK. The mixes they were given by copyright and real people were mind-blowing on the dance floor for that soulful garage audience. They also managed to take their music to that audience in a way that didn't compromise on the song and the production. It was all kept very classy and tasteful. My thoughts about the new single 21 Days is that for me, this is one of their best tracks yet. It's pure Cloud9. It reminds me about what I loved about the first album. It doesn't try to fit in with what's perceived as being the in thing to do at the moment. It's just the twins doing what they do best. And right now, we need you more than ever.
And some things are just so hard to shake. Some things are just so hard to shake. When you find this special. Ambition has taken total control of me.